What's up guys, welcome back to round number 4 of the ARL MXBGP. Today we're at a completely new venue, one that we have not had in any previous year of the MXGPs and MX Bikes. We are in Spain, more specifically we are in Lugo in Spain, aka the Jorge Prado track. Now I don't say this lightheartedly, this might be my favourite GP track I have ever played in all of my years of playing MX Bikes. I can't tell you exactly what it is about it, it just flows. Like, there are big booters everywhere, there are some lovely scrub jumps all over the place, there's multiple sets of rollers, try and double and manual your way through. It is absolutely unreal. Now, I've done it a little bit differently this time in the preview stuff. I've got a little, almost like a sight lap here, I guess you could call it, where we're going nice and slow around the track, just so you can kind of look around and see the lines without it going past you at a million miles an hour when I turn up the pace slowly. And then at the very end, on the last lap, we have got a third person lap again, which I know not all of you enjoy, but I think some people appreciate me showing off one lap in third person, even though I'm not really the best at it. I do struggle in the ruts in third quite a lot. But as we go around this track, you will notice a couple of things. First of all, it is quite choppy. And the reason for all the quite sharp braking bumps is just really to slow the track down. My fastest lap around this so far is a high 1 minute 35. So if I was to guess, I think the aliens in the 450 class will probably be around the high 133s, something like that. They seem to keep going anywhere between 2 and 4 seconds quicker, but I was fairly proud with my 135 lap, so I'll give them 2 seconds or so. And not only is it rutty, no, not only is it bumpy, sorry, it's also very, very rutty. Now, there are multiple ruts in each corner that are viable. The outsides, to me, seem to be the easiest at the moment, just for carrying speed. If you do nail the inside, so the inside here that I'm hitting, for example, it can be very, very quick. Now, if anybody remembers Redbud from last year's outdoor season, then it's a very similar sort of ruts to that, where if you crank the bike over too far, you'll tag handlebars, etc. But I think that technicality needs to be there on this track, otherwise it would be a case of just duct tape your right trigger down and go, just because of how the course is laid out. There's not really too many super slow sections, so you can go around the outside in that corner I just hit there, or you can check up and go on the inside. So you've got 3 different ruts in this corner, which again, they are all viable. They're not just there for show. You can get slotted into each and every one of them. And sometimes it's more of a case of, hey, I tried braking, I didn't brake quick enough to make the inside, so I'm just going to move one rut over to the next rut, which also holds me just as well. So there's multiple options there the entire time. These roller sections that I'm launching into here, they're so much fun. They're not difficult on a 450. I imagine the 250 boys might have to send in a little bit. So on the 450 you can get away with scrubbing and still tripping into these ones, but the 250 boys might have to be stretching it out to get that. And then I haven't managed to double my rest of the way through. They're a little bit too big to try and double all the way through there. And this straight here after the finish line, it reminds me an awful lot of the mechanic straight after the finish on Uddevalla from Sweden. I don't know why. I think it's just because it's a long choppy straight with a sharp left at the end. Obviously in Sweden you do a sharp left followed by a sharp right as well. Just the left-hander here, but very straightforward. Got very satisfying lines like doubling over to the inside there. I believe that will be doable on both 450s and 250s alike, which I think will make the 2 inside ruts in that corner quite powerful compared to the outside. The outside to me is more of a maybe like opening lap or 2 when there's bikes all over the place kind of line, or maybe a desperation kind of pass. They might run a decently higher road setting for this race, in which case then you might have to move around a little bit more. The soil on this track is soft soil, so everyone's favourite soil, the soil that has the most grip in the game at the moment, and in real life it seems to be that way. When you think of Spain, you usually think of quite hard pack tracks, look like shiny, slippery, some of my favourite conditions to ride in real life. However, that is not the case around here. It tends to be a little bit on the softer side, a little bit loamy in places, so they've decided to do a soft soil for us, which I'm sure everyone will be very, very happy about. And I'm excited to see the 450 battle carry on. Right now we've got a 3-horse race between Rax, Tyler and Cam. Rax was a little bit unstoppable last round, and Mr. Box, you're probably watching this far because I know you're a little bit of a sweat and we like grinding out watching these preview laps to learn the track before it even comes out. You got to lock in, buddy. We can't be crashing 20 different times in one race. And all of the fans want to see your Moto 2 get uploaded. So if you haven't deleted it yet, pull the plug and do it. I promise you it will get very good views, because I've really enjoyed commentating at Trentino. It was a really exciting one, and I've enjoyed all the commentating so far this year. I think if I was competing, I'd really only be a 4th, 5th, 6th place guy in 450s at the moment, because the top 3 right now, it was the top 4, but Finn, unfortunately, he has stopped racing in this game for now. He sent me a message on Discord saying that thrown in a towel isn't the right word. He's just basically had enough, you know. Real life takes precedent over games sometimes, so that's why he wasn't at Trentino, and I don't think he's going to be at any of the other rounds moving forward. So we're in a 3-horse race now for this 450 EU Championship, and all the boys are very capable of winning. It just depends who gets the start and who makes the least amount of mistakes. The thing that is going to be interesting around this circuit in the races is the speed people are going to be going. The faster you go in this game, the easier it is to mess up. That's just a simple fact. And if you are hitting ruts perfectly around here, you are moving at a hell of a fast speed. I mean, 1 minute 30 to 1 minute 40 on any outdoors track, especially a track of GP's nature, is a really fast lap time, which is why I'm glad that B-Clay did put in so much rough here. It might catch some people out. You know, if you're coming into a corner, you try turning too sharp and get the bike cranked over too early, you are going to have the back end step out over some of these braking bumps, but it just means you have to be that more precise, and the best man on the day will win. Essentially, there's going to be a decent skill gap, because whilst the track isn't the most difficult in terms of its layout, trying to go fast through these ruts is what's going to catch some people out. It's so easy to not lean over enough and have the front wheel break over a rut and go flying. It's just as easy to get the bike cranked over too far and have a foot peg or the bottom of your forks or handlebar hit the next rut next to you. So there's lots of tricky parts to this. Some of you are going to absolutely love these jumps, like the jump that I've just hit there, as well as the jump just on my left-hand side here, are absolutely unreal. You can get so backwards on them, it is disgusting. So I'm looking for some mid-race stees. If anybody wants to be on the camera on the during the GPs, I'm going to pay some special attention to that jump there to see if anybody gets steezy, see if we get any dualies or trialies on the go on the opening laps. And overall, it's just a really solid piece of work, and without trying to suck the track creators off too much, they have done an unreal job so far this season. And you can see how limited my skill is in third person just from that one mistake right there. Had to go back into first to save it, and then we go back again. I like that little right-hander there. So you go a couple of ruts on the outside where you can double, single and stay quite low and get your momentum going forwards, or you can take the shorter path on the inside and go triple double out and then just get through the rhythm in less jumps. So there's going to be a lot of back and forth in different places. Again, there's probably lines that the fast boys will find that I've not had any idea about. It's been like that way on every track so far, but a job well done. These guys, JV smashed it on the visuals, BK smashed it on the terrain, so good luck everybody. Hope you enjoyed it.